Hey guys, welcome back to the Python series, and today we're going to be learning about string formatting in Python. So let's dive right in. So what is string formatting? String formatting is a way to create strings by including values or variables. So let's start by creating a variable. Let's call it name and we'll set it equal to the string John. Let's create another variable. Let's call it age and we'll set it equal to 17. Now let's say we wanted to print out a message with these two variables, name and age. Now we could do this. We could do print and then we could say hello, comma, name, and then we could say you are, and then we could do a comma age, and then we could say years old, exclamation mark. And now we can save our code with Control S or Command S on Mac, and then we could run it, and you'll see it will say, hello John, you are 17 years old. Another way we could do this is by using the plus operator or concatenation operator. So we could come right here and we could add a space right here, and then we could say plus name, and then we could say add a plus right here, and then we add a space and another space right here, and then another plus age plus years old, and we need to add a space right there as well. Now here's the thing guys, this variable age contains a integer value. So whenever we try to concatenate the age variable, it will give us an error if we run our Python code. So let's run it, and you'll see we get a error, can only concatenate str not into str. So to solve that issue, we can use the str function in Python, and we pass in the age variable which contains our integer in order to convert it into a string. So when we run our code after saving it, you'll see we'll get hello John, you are 17 years old. And those are two ways that we could do it. But those are the old ways of formatting strings in Python. So let me show you guys another way we could do string formatting. So let's do print, and then we could have a string. Let's say hello, comma, space, and then we could have these curly braces, open and close. Then we could say you are, and then we could have these curly braces again, open and close. Then we could say years old. Then we could do a exclamation mark. Now guys, these curly braces act as a placeholder for our variables name and age. So now what we could do, we could go at the end of our string and we could simply do a dot format, and this is a function guys. So we could do inside of these parentheses, we could pass our name variable and our age variable separated by a comma. So name, comma, age. And now guys, the name and age variable will be relative to these curly braces. So now, if we save our Python code guys, Control S or Command S on Mac, then we run it, you'll see we'll get hello John, you are 17 years old. And that is one way that we could format our strings guys. Now guys, there's another way we could do string formatting. So let's do print, and then inside of these parentheses we'll type F, and then these quotation marks, open and close. Now guys, this is known as a format string. Anything that starts with a F and ends with these two quotation marks, open and close, is known as a F string or format string. So inside of these quotation marks, we can type hello, comma, space, and then we can have these curly braces. Now inside of these curly braces, we can actually write our variables, guys. So we can type name, and now we could say you are, and then we could have this curly braces again, and then we could say age, and then we could say years old, exclamation mark. And now this is our F string. So if we save our code, guys, and then we run it, we'll see we get hello John, you are 17 years old. And we got the same result using these different format string methods, guys. Now look how clean f strings are. So this is essentially just a modern way of formatting strings in Python, or basically just including them inside of strings. Now compare it to each one of these methods up here. This is the format function method on strings, and this is f strings, and this is using basic concatenation on strings. Now look how clean f strings are, guys. And those are just some basic ways we can actually format or include values or variables inside of strings. Now guys, there's another way we could format strings using placeholders. So let me show you guys. So we could do print, and then we could have a string, and let's say hello comma, and then we could have a %sign, and then we could have a s. Now guys, whatever comes after the % is known as a conversion specifier. So s indicates that we want a string variable. And then we could say UR, and then we could do a %sign, and then we could do D, and then say years old. Now the D specifies that we want a whole number or integer, guys. So now outside of here we could do a %sign right here, and then inside of these parentheses, open and closed, we could put our name variable, and we could separate it by comma, and then we could put a age right there. So name comma age. Now guys, these %s and %d act as placeholders. So when we put our name and age, it will be relative to these placeholders, or %s and %d symbols. So when we save our code, guys, and then we run it, you'll realize we still get hello, you are 17 years old right there. And this, guys, is called the old style formatting of strings in Python. So it's just an old way that we could format strings. Now, there are a lot more conversion specifiers inside of Python, guys. So you could actually search it up on the web. But for this example, we used %s and we used %d. So %s is a string and %d is a integer. So these are just some of the ways that we could format strings. We could use concatenation, we could use the format function, or we could use the f strings, which is actually the cleanest, or we could use the old style formatting with the %sign, just like we did right here. And that is string formatting in Python, guys. So I hope you all learned something valuable. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next episode.